Have you ever met the connector? Well, he ponders, he helps, he creates, he writes, he speaks. He basically connects people and brings them together. I speak about Paul Solano of PS and All Marketing Group. At psandallmarketinggroup.com, you will receive an assembled group of Paul's contacts and connections that cross into many sectors of life. Please contact Paul Solano at 617-240-4130 or psandallmarketinggroup@gmail.com if you are in the market for a wide array of services. Again, please contact The Connector, Paul Solano at 617-240-4130 or psandallmarketinggroup@gmail.com with any questions. And now, here's Paul Solano, the host of Paul Ponders.
Welcome to Hashtag Paul Ponders. I've really enjoyed bringing you fun, informed, intriguing, and pondering podcasts. Many thanks to Hashtag Pod Pro Entertainment. Today's collaborating sponsor, Scott Albertson of Hashtag Project142.org, Riverworks Credit Union, NMLS number 410564, and Remax Renaissance Realty of Reading. Thanks for listening, rating, reviewing, and subscribing. Let Hashtag Paul Ponders begin. Greetings. How is everyone doing today? Today, I am very fortunate to have two dear friends on as our guests, and they both represent Voices of Hope, and it's an organization that I have been involved with since its inception in 2009. So the first guest who I would like to introduce is Mr. Greg Chastain, the president and founder of Voices of Hope. Greg, welcome.
Thank you for having me, Paul. This is great.
It's really great to have you on. And if you just want to, we'll have our second guest on very shortly. But if you just want to let our listeners in Paul Ponders land know what Voices of Hope is all about.
Sure. It is a local all-volunteer nonprofit organization that raises money for cancer research, specifically now for the Tamir Center for Targeted Therapies at the Mass General Cancer Center, and we do it through the arts. We do it through theater. We have a summer youth program. We have a beautiful golf tournament, but it's based in the roots of the arts. We are all performers, and we just have a blast doing it. Like we always say, if we weren't doing it for this, we would be doing it on our own anyway, so we're doing it for a great cause. We've been here since 2009, started with 20 people at a small little theater in Winchester to give back after I lost my mom to pancreatic cancer. I put a group of friends together to do a one-night performance for her. And 16 years later, here we are. And we just last year donated our $1 millionth to cancer research. So we're very excited to kick off this next year. And I thank you for giving us the opportunity to talk about it tonight.
Well, you're quite welcome. It is a pleasure to have you on, but it's also a pleasure to have a dear, dear friend who I've known for many, many years, and we're going to bring into the podcast Mr. Ed Siegal, the treasurer of Voices of Hope.
Hey, good evening, Paul. I actually used to be the treasurer, and now I am just the vice president.
Oh, okay. I was not aware of that. So congratulations on being the vice president of Voices of Hope.
Yeah, well, I've been the vice president since our inception, since we formed the board. But Greg's wife, Jean, is now our active treasurer. And I do all the tasks that Greg does not want to do as president.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Except I make him sweep up after set builds.
Aha.
That's what I'm good at.
You are very, very busy. So we'll open this up to some wonderful discussion about all the great things that you have coming up. At the time of this recording, you do have an event coming up, and it's Jesus Christ Superstar.
Yes, it is.
So if you want to tell us about that, please.
It is March 27th and 28th. It's a Thursday and a Friday night at the North Shore Music Theater in Beverly, Mass. We did this show in 2013, actually. It was our first full book musical production. Before that, we did cabarets and galas. And like I said, we're all performers. We've done community theater for years. And we said, let's do a book musical. So this is going back to our roots of that. And we couldn't think of a better way to kick off our journey to a second $1 million with this show. And I'll let Ed talk about the cast because I can't tell you how great this cast actually is.
It's Greg's right. We have such an amazing core group of people that donate their time and their talents. So many of these people they could be Broadway performers, and actually, we do have one Broadway performer in our cast. The actress who's playing Mary, Allison Case, was Chrissy in the revival of Hair on Broadway. She's been in other productions as well, but we have her talents. We have Adam Shirkanowski, who played Jesus the first time we did it, is reprising his role. Kenny Meehan, who's playing Judas. Myself is playing Pilate, which is the same role I played when we did it in 2013. And we have so many other incredibly talented people in this production that uh, when you come see this, you're going to be blown away.
That is really great. Now, in the time frame that we have for those people who are tuning into this podcast before March 27th, how do people get tickets for this event?
They go to nsmt.org. That's North Shore Music Theater, nsmt.org for tickets. And to expand on a little bit of what Ed said, the cast, we have a cast of about 40, 45 members, which for us is a smaller cast than usual, usually about 80 strong, but this was a smaller cast, which is great. And we have also given some of the roles, we've gender bended some of the roles. Some of the apostles are played by female characters. And it has just been a fantastic journey for all of us. And if you caught to catch Music Man, Kenny Meehan, who we talked about, was Harold Hill. So he's come back with us, and it's one of those shows where everybody got so close together as a cast that we really become a family, and it's really a community show. And I think it shows in the performances of everyone. So you need to get out there. Friday night is almost sold out. And Thursday night is now selling very well. The lower half is pretty much gone. So from the time you hear this podcast, you better get those tickets, nsmt.org.
That's great. Now, as a segue to where this Jesus Christ Superstar is being held, you're at the North Shore Music Theater, Theater by the Round, and let's talk about the wonderful venue that North Shore Music Theater really is and all the great productions you've had in years past over there.
Oh, there's so many productions to try to remember. Jesus Christ Superstar was the very first one we did. And the majority of the productions that we did when we started out, we did it as a proscenium production, which means you are forward facing to the audience. So we took this theater in the round, we put a backdrop behind us with beautiful lighting and everything, but we only cut the theater in half. We did shows like I say, Jesus Christ Superstar, Godspell, Once on This Island, Working, Titanic, um, oh my God, Fiddler on the Roof, which was the first show we did in the round to a completely sold out house. So 1,600 people in the house was an incredible show. And then, like Greg said, Music Man, we just did Hello Dolly last spring. So a lot of the very popular, a lot of the chestnuts, the favorites that people that love musical theater know. And we have been received so well by the North Shore Music Theater. They've been incredible partners with us. And Karen Assembetti, who is what's her official title, Greg?
She's
General
the general
manager?
manager. General manager, yeah.
But she has been such a partner with us, inviting us in and giving us the space to do what we do, to raise money for the Tamir Center and Mass General.
Yeah, and Jesus Christ Superstar is in the full round, so it's going to be a new experience. Like he said, the first time we did it half house spacing, so it's going to be a full round experience. So, it's going to be an amazing night, and tickets that people pay, that money goes to cancer research too. So, the more we sell, the more that goes to Mass General.
And we are, as Greg might have said at the top, we are an all volunteer organization. Nobody in this organization gets paid. Even the musicians who come and play on our shows, they donate their time, which is pretty much unheard of in the community theater realm. These folks, they get paid for every gig that they play, but they come and they donate their time to us so that we can increase the amount of donation that we're able to give to Mass General and the Tamir Center.
Yeah, we have an orchestra of 17 pieces for this show. We've got to do one small rehearsal with them, and we're blown away. It's incredible just to sing with that many amazing musicians.
That is tremendous. So again, great shout out to Bill Haney and Karen at the North Shore Music Theater, who will be it will be the venue where you will be having Jesus Christ Superstar.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you have another big event coming up, I believe, in July. What's that?
That would be our golf tournament.
Woohoo. And what number golf tournament is this?
This is 15, right? Yeah,
Yeah, it's always
15th.
one behind the show. So
Yeah.
it's our 15th annual, named after my mom, Barbara Bird Memorial Classic. And it's in Dracut at the Four Oaks Country Club. Beautiful place, amazing food after your 18 holes of frustration playing.
I know
But
the
fun
feeling.
thing is we have a fun course. So it's a challenging course for golfers just because of some of the water placements and stuff. But we make it fun. We have an air cannon out there on one of the par threes, so you're guaranteed.
Actually, it's a par 4.
Oh, it's a par 4.
That's right. You can hit the green on a par 4.
Us long hitters, it's a par 3. Excuse me. But we have an air cannon. We have a LPGA.
Beat the pro.
Beat the pro.
Mhm.
So on a par 3, she goes out there and you try to beat her on a par 3, closest to the pin.
She actually
we
got a
haven't-
hole in one last year.
She did. The first one she said ever. And it was great. And for our putting contest, we have Pat the Patriot that shows up and helps you on the putting contest. We put out bottles that you try and hit and win the bottle of, I don't know, Jack Daniels or wine or whatever. So we make it a fun day, and we have people out on the course that some of our members go out there and help out and just make it a really fun time. So it's a really lay back. We call it a tournament, but it's just it's a fun day out of work.
Yep.
Absolutely. Well, I've played in a few of those golf tournaments, and I volunteered one of the years as well. And it really is a lot of fun. So I really do encourage our listeners in Paul Ponder's land to log into your website. And by the way, what is your website?
It's vohboston.org. So it's Voices of Hope, but the letters of vohboston.org. And you get to our website on the landing page. You just scroll down, you see all the events that we have coming up, and just click on it, and it'll take you right to the registration page.
That's great.
Exactly.
Now, is there an early bird registration?
Yes, there is. And I don't know the date off the top of my head, but it's through May.
I think it's May 1st is the cutoff date for early bird. May 1st.
Yeah, May 1st. And the cost this year was, do you remember
165?
165, and the early
Something like that.
bird,
It was
I think
135, I think.
yeah.
Something like that. When you get to the website, it'll tell you.
That's great.
I guess we didn't prepare our notes well for you, Paul.
That's okay. It's all good. All good in the hood, as they say. And you also have wonderful raffle prizes, and you have great silent auction items, really just incredible. And what are some of the prizes you've had in the past?
We've had all kinds of tickets to games, concerts. Magic 106 gives those tickets to shows that's coming up in the summer. I call it Tanglewood. I don't know, not Tanglewood. What's the one out there by Gillette? It's changed so many times. The
Xfinity
outdoor
Center?
theater.
Oh, the
Yes,
Xfinity,
yes,
that's right.
yes.
Formerly Great Woods.
Great Woods.
That's
What I
right.
always
There
call
you
it
go.
Great Woods. But I will say for the Jesus Christ Superstar, before our shows, we always have opportunity drawings and auctions as well. And I can tell you some of the amazing things we have for this show is we have two round trip tickets from JetBlue. We have a Red Sox experience that Sam Kennedy himself donated, where you get great seats, you get to come early and be on the field for batting practice, you get dinner at the Red Sox club, I forget what it's called,
The
and
Dell,
it
the Dell
the
Club.
Dell, and it's just an incredible night at Fenway. We just had a donation from a individual donor who donated 2 tickets to the first round of the Celtics playoffs, but it's in that special social box that they have where you get your own parking, you get your own elevator, and 2 tickets to the first round game. But then we have places, restaurants such as your place, Paul, that donates gift cards to Pearl Street. The Beauport Gloucester Hotel always donates a night to go along with North Shore Music Theater tickets. So we have a great uh, people out there that donate their time. Our members put baskets together. We have a spa basket that they put together, and all kinds of great things. So it's always one of the highlights. And those raffles, auctions, opportunity drawings, whatever you want to call them, go a long way to helping in the donations as well. They add to that. They add to the end of the event prices and donations. So we always love having those. And last year, we had a Celtics donated a team signed basketball from the winning
Yeah, from the
our
championship.
championship Celtics. So we always have a lot of great stuff to have there. So come on out and spend some money.
That is so, so true. And while we're on the subject of the Celtics and the Red Sox and all, I believe that Voices of Hope has had an incredible experience singing the national anthem or anthems at some of those venues.
Yes, we are fortunate that we have been invited back year after year for the Celtics. We are always invited back for the Red Sox, and now we are their go-to anthem for when they play Toronto, that we sing both the Canadian and the American anthem. We've sung for the Patriots. Greg has sung for the Bruins. We do a
Nice
lot
4-minute
your
rendition.
4-minute rendition. We do a lot of the colleges, Merrimack. We just did a Boston College hockey game, and
UMass
UMass
Lowell.
Lowell. And one of the real fun things that Greg, myself, and 2 of our other members, Rob Coughlin and Mike Consoli, we do a quartet anthem, and we support an organization called Haymakers for Hope, and they raise funds for breast cancer research through amateur boxing. And we do the anthems for them. They have a women's undercard night, then they have their men's undercard at the MGM Music Hall in Boston. They're big events and they're major fundraisers at the Hammerstein Ballroom in New York City. So we always take a day, we drive down to the city, we go to the ballroom, we sing the anthems, stay overnight, and drive back the next day, which
Yeah,
is
it's always a
always
fun
fun.
time.
Well, I remember years ago, there was a trivia question out there. It was named the only person ever to play for the Boston Red Sox, the Bruins, and the Celtics. And the answer was John Kiley, who played the organ.
Uh,
So we're going to have to we're going to have to phrase the trivia question for Voices of Hope.
that's right.
All right.
Yeah.
So we'll have to work on that. Okay. It will be a Paul Ponders moment. We'll have to work on that. So this is a great organization. You've raised well over $1 million for a great cause, and I believe your tagline is "Sing for a Cure."
It's making cancer history one song at a time.
Okay.
Originally, it was singing for a cure, sing out for a cure.
Yeah, for Curia.
But now our main tagline is making cancer history one song at a time.
That's fabulous. And what about membership? Do you have a membership structure?
Yeah, it's anybody who wants to come and be a part of our mission, you can join. We do have auditions just for new members so we can hear their vocal range if they want to have a lead role or a featured role or a featured dance. Then we do have those auditions per shows. But if you want to be a member and you believe in our cause and you're willing to do the work and become a volunteer, then just about anybody's welcome. You don't have to be a performer. We have people who help our marketing team. We have people who work on costumes, hair and makeup, set painting, set building. Kara McQueenie has been with us since the beginning, and she has done our front of house forever. and she always puts a team together so you could do the front of house. We have each show we have between 80 and 100 performers, but behind the scenes we have 30, 40, or 50 people helping us put it all together. So it is a huge family, and it takes everybody. We have generations of family that work with us. Like we talked about Kenny Meehan being the lead in this show. His kids have done shows with us and help out all the time. We have other family members who are kids, grandparents that are in the shows. So it's just a generational community. And we invite anyone who wants to come along and give us a hand.
That's fabulous. It's really great. And looking at your great website, I also see that you offer a summer children's program.
Yes. Yeah, we've been doing that now for 9 years. And I was actually doing some research just to get ready for one of the pages in our program for the show. And our resident director for the youth program, I asked them, how many kids have we had go through the program? And when you look at all the kids from each year, it's about almost 200 kids that have passed through this program. It's a 5-week program. They come in, they audition, they learn the show, they work on choreography, they work on props. They do so much. And in 5 weeks, they put up an amazing show that makes our adults jealous, saying, why can't we learn how to do that in 5 weeks or 4 weeks when we give us, 8 weeks to try to learn, a small piece of what these kids do.
And the other good thing too is they also learn about giving back,
Mm-hmm.
um, using their talents to give back to others who need the help. We give them a talk about philanthropy. Cassandra McIntyre, who is the head of nursing at the Tamir Center, comes in and talks about what they're doing and how the dollars that they are raising and the volunteer hours they are using helps out the patients at the Tamir Center. So they get not just a theatrical experience, they get the understanding of how you can use what you love to do to help others in the world. So
For good.
it's a very holistic sort of feeling that they leave with.
That's tremendous. Now, do you have a home base you rehearse out of?
Yes, we're in Andover, Mass. We're at the Ballarville United Church. We share the space with them, and it's become our wonderful home. That's where the shows for the youth are performed there. We get about, 85 or 90 seats in there, Ed, for the show.
And they sell out
They sell out.
for
They do 4
shows.
4 or 5 shows. I think they add a show last time. That's why there were
Right.
5 because we had so many ticket requests. We did a 5th show. Um, but we also at that space we do cabarets. We're coming up on a dinner theater in April, and we're going to plan on doing some other fun things there. Now that we've been there, this is our second year, I think. There, we used to be in Lawrence. We were in Lawrence for over 10 years, but we love our new home and our new Andover family. It's been a great adjustment.
That's tremendous. And besides the North Shore Music Theater, where else have you performed?
Oh, we started our first show was at other than with the first show at Winchester. We went to Symphony Hall. We performed there for 2 years. We did a show in Jordan Hall, which is another beautiful venue. And then we did shows out in Rockport at the Shallon Lou Performing Arts Center, which was designed by the same architect that built Sejozawa Hall out in the Berkshires. So we've had some incredible opportunities to perform in some beautiful spaces.
That is tremendous. That is really, really great. So we have a few things on the calendar, I guess, eh?
Yeah,
We
yeah.
do.
We could hardly wait to retire so we can actually work this full-time job.
What Ed neglected to talk about was the beautiful venues that the quartet gets to warm up at before
Oh,
we sing the national anthem to some of these. We have pictures behind dumpsters and trash cans.
and in
It's
porta
it's not all
potties.
it's not all the beautiful life.
Oh boy. Wow. Well, gentlemen, as we start to wind down, how do our listeners in Paul Ponder's land contact Voices of Hope and you individuals?
You go to vohboston.org and there's a donate button. There's a link to send us an email. And as we talked about, we're all volunteers, and one of the things we love is every dollar that a person like you or one of your listeners would donate to us goes directly to Mass General. We live off grants. We live off support of our sponsors. So we're always looking for sponsors because that's how we make this an all-volunteer organization and be able to keep going forward. We have a lot of really nice business sponsors, but every year we start back at zero and start asking for the sponsorship and the grant money. That way, every dollar that a person donates goes right to Mass General. So we've been lucky to do that the past 16 years, and that's how we survive, sponsorship and grants. So if a business out there wants to come help us, contact me right through the email there. That's the best way to do it.
And that email again is?
It's on the website, vohboston.org, under contact. But if they want to contact me directly, it's my name, Greg Chastain, 79@gmail.com. So it's, again, the easiest way is go to vohboston.org, click there to send an email to us, and it goes right to my email.
That's fabulous. Thank you, Greg. And Mr. Vice President Ed Siegal, what is your email?
My email is my first name, Edward, dot, my last name, Siegal, Siegal, at comcast.net.
That's great. Well, gentlemen, I want to thank you so much for being on this episode of Paul Ponders and all, and just keep up the tremendous work that you've been doing. Congratulations on that first million, and looking forward to working with you on this march for a second million. How does that sound?
Absolutely. Fantastic.
Sounds
Thanks
great.
for all
Thank
your
you for
support,
having us.
Paul.
Well, really great to have you on as well. And we'll see you at North Shore Music Theater and on the golf course. How does that sound?
Excellent. Perfect.
Perfect.
Wonderful. Thanks so much. #Indeed. I trust that you have enjoyed #Paul Ponders. Again, my name is Paul Solano of PS&All Marketing Group, and I may be reached via email at paul@paulponders.com to do some more pondering. Many thanks to my longtime collaborative friend and associate, Chalonzo Amos of Pod Pro Entertainment, in bringing you our fun, exciting, informative podcasts. You rock, Techie Chalonzo. With PS&All Marketing Group, I created a side gig to connect you and get things done. Please do not hesitate to reach out to me at paul@paulponders.com with any questions. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Paul Ponders. Follow us on Twitter at Paul Ponders Pod. Follow us on Instagram at Paul Ponders Podcast. Thank you again for listening to #Paul Ponders, available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, our website, paulponders.com, or wherever you stream your podcasts. Subscribe, stream, rate, and review our shows. Your ratings and reviews help our show reach new audiences. Produced by Pod Pro Entertainment, #Paul Ponders lives within a network of podcasts located at podproentertainment.com. #the new radio. Until we meet again, my friend, stay well. #Indeed.